Alright, so I'm going to make a little wake bait. I've got a couple of little square bits of wood, as you can see. First thing I really need to do is cut the bib slot. Out there somewhere. Alright, so basic shape, it's kind of there. Require a bit of sanding. Actually a lot of sanding, but it's all good. I've got the meshy sandpaper, cuts through your wood with it in no time. Get back to you when it's finished. Just making the butt a bit skinnier, so they can suck it up better. That's the theory anyway. Overall, reasonably round. Would have been easier if I just brought a bit of dowel for it, but I don't have any dowel at the moment because I'm in lockdown. P.S. Lockdown sucks. Thank you, Dan Andrews. Not so. Quite happy with that now. Now I'm doing a through wire on this, so I'm going to try and find center as best I can. Got to make sure the bib's going to be square as well, so it sits nice and flat. Doing it by eye, hope I don't screw it up. Do a mark there, mark about there, looks pretty good. That one doesn't, so give it a bit of a sand, get rid of the mark. The toe point's not quite center, you can adjust it. That's easy when it's finished. Yeah, I like that. Bit of a rough line. Pull out the old trusty hacksaw, get rid of the bloody pencil. About right. So do one end, line up the bottom, needs to come out about centre. Yeah, a bit more at the head. Spin around's always easier. Try not to drop it as you're doing it. Just like that. Doesn't look pretty. Now we get our wire. Bending pliers if I can find them. Here we go. Alright, start off this bit. What we do. Have it about there. Give yourself enough tag, so what you can do is actually wind it around the loop. All the way so it's square. Hopefully. Push it in, give it a twist. I believe 2 twists is enough, but looks better if you do more. Try and make that square. That's about right. Trusty side cutters. Shut your eyes when you do that because you don't want the thing to fire up in the eye. So we're going to have the hanger about there, I hope. Get the bloody bit out. Pliers to bend it. Doing this is a pain in the ass, but it's essential, because if you don't do it, you can't have a lure, can you? Got it right on knots. That'll be good once it's finished. Alright, stuff it. Make it a bit easier. I'm going to drill this out so I can get everything moving freely in it. When you're lazy at the start, it just makes things go longer. So this will go into here. Get a bit bigger. Bit more. The gap I'm making now is all going to fill up when I glue it anyway. As you can see, much bigger. And now things are going to be a lot easier. Should have done it at the start. Note to self, don't be so lazy next time. Alright, so I've got that much so far. I'm happy where it's going to sit. Take my pliers, push it in from the top so it doesn't move. Have it about there. Got it nice and tight. Bend it up around itself. And that way, can have a nice little hook hanger. Out there as well. If they're not quite square, that's wire. You can square it off and make it better in line if you need to. Which I'll probably have to fix this anyway. I'm happy with that. That's going to sit nicely. That'll sit nicely in there. Now we'll do the tail, or the end. Hold it nice and tight to the end, like so. Pinch it, and wrap it back on itself. I think, as I said before, 2 wraps is enough, but I like to do 3 just in case you get an absolute behemoth on your rod. You don't really want to lose a good fish. Always have the point coming back into the lure itself. Trusty side cutters and cuts. The wire somewhere safe, because knowing me, I'll lose it. One final check to make sure it all works. There we go. I have success. I fitted the bib, forgot to turn the camera on. All I need to do now is I'm going to mix some 5-minute epoxy. Everyone says 24 hour for anything like this, but it's only a small lure and I want to get it tested today. That'll be heaps, I hope. You either do too much or not enough with your epoxy. It's very annoying. Nice little applicator, does the job well. You want to really push it in there as deep as you can, so give it a blowout. Make a mess, doesn't matter too much, I believe, because you can just sand it out afterwards. Put a bit in the bottom first. Get a bit of wire, push that in. Falls in place nicely because of the grooves we did earlier. Put some more glue on it. Both ends. Get some glue on the sides there so the bib slot sticks in. Crap, I forgot to bloody Give this a bit of rough, give a bit of a rough up at the start when you put in this, so it's got something to bite onto. It's good enough. Just a couple of scratches will do it, I hope. Push that in nice and tight. Make sure it's in there even. Get out of the way. Move that. Push it across a little bit if it lets me, because it's tight. Tighter the better. As long as it's not too tight and it doesn't get all over the place. Put some split shot just down the line. Starting to harden up already because it's 5-minute epoxy. Pain in the ass. One in the tail too. Two in the tail. And now let it set. Alright, so she's had a bit of time to dry. Bit messy, but it's my own law, so I don't really care. Needs a quick super glue to seal it so I can put it in the water and test it. Get a wipe. Oh. Try not to hold it too long when you've got super glue on it, because there's a good chance it's going to stick to your fingers. The old put on, wipe off trick works well. If it doesn't, well, bad luck. Give it 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most to dry. We can throw it in the water with some trebles and split rings and see how she goes. It's been coated in super glue. Give it a bit of a quick sand up. It's quite cylindrical now. It was a nice big square piece of wood, but they don't work as well when they're square. Alright, so up to the painting now. Giving the undercoat a bit of a scuff up. I've made two, as you can see. One's going to be black with an orange chin, and the other one's going to be white with an orange chin. The orange chin gives it a little bit of UV flare, and let's face it, orange catches fish. First one I'm going to do is white pearl. Doesn't really show up on camera that well. Now I'm going to give this a bit of an orange chin. Going to give it a couple of coats. As you can see, it's just dull, but it looks good. Some eyes on there. And again, forgot to put the rest record button. All I'm doing now is giving it a nice little coat of clear coat just to seal it. Makes the orange pop a bit better as well. Probably give it 2 coats of this.